guys are actually in the middle of shooting it right now. They're working on episode 3 now, so I mean they're filming it right now, and I'm so excited because a lot of the cast is here to tell you about the experience of working with Brian and the team at PlayStation on this. So let's bring out some of the stars and powers. Literally, they were filming last night, some of them, and they came out for the night to join us here in New York. So let's give them a big round of applause. Let's start with Logan Browning as Zora. Logan. We've got Olesya Rulin as Calista. Next up, Susan Heyward as Deena Pilgrim. Noah Taylor as Johnny Royalle. And finally, Eddie Izzard. For people that may not be familiar with the Powers comic or the world of Powers, tell us, I mean, what is Powers about?
Oh, Powers is about homicide detectives Christian Walker and Deena Pilgrim, who work cases specific to the world of Powers. That means if there's a dead superhero falling from the sky, if there's a dead supervillain face down in the gutter, that's their case. And what we get to do is examine both the genre of superheroes and crime fiction from the dead body on up, which is something you are not going to see anywhere else on television.
There's a certain unknown, because even if people have read the comic books of Powers, as Brian was saying, maybe he hasn't said yet, is that we are going in a slightly different direction to the actual comic book.
Mike and I always wanted from the Powers TV show was not in a word-for-word adaptation, because they're not the same mediums and that stuff never works, and you guys have seen that stuff sometimes. It doesn't always work. But we wanted the show to be its own entity. Like the books are the books, and we're very proud of them and we'll continue to make them. But wouldn't it be great if there was this whole other Powers, just like Dexter has these awesome novels, and then the show, they examine the same kind of things and have all the same elements but do their own thing. And what Charlie did, which I loved, was he cherry-picked the stuff from the books that would make the best TV show.
We're introduced to her in this version in the place where she's actually quite wounded. She's coming into the Powers division from working as a police officer in the sheriff's office. So things didn't quite work out in the sheriff's office because Deena isn't the most politically savvy animal, because she says things as they are. You know, she cocks her eyebrow and is like, why doesn't anyone else see what's going on and admit it? So she's coming to the Powers division, kind of looking for a new home. And I definitely identify with that search. I identify with trying to find a place where you can be yourself and be strong in who you are and then make a difference. Right? That's it. It's so tough to get a full dimensional character, especially as a woman. And so I just get into all the different layers that are underneath her, all of her secrets, all of her insecurities, and the courage that it takes to go out and be strong in the face of that fear. You're always living right in between those two, and I think it's fascinating.
Charlie Houston calls it maybe the Charlie Sheen of superheroes, that during his heyday, that he may have been a little saucy, and now down here, he's kind of seeing the repercussions of actions like that, and having to answer for some of the powers that he used to know.
I love comics in general, and I love comic book villains, so this is kind of a dream role. Johnny is a very complex, conflicted character. He's a smooth devil. He's fiendishly brilliant criminal mastermind. He's a bad motherfucker.
I speak for Charlie. We are thrilled that Michelle has joined us. She's bringing that power and gravitas that she brings to everything. I think if they make a Mount Rushmore of actors, genre actors.
Yeah.
She and Nathan Fillion are gonna be like the first two up there, and she just gets it. She knows it, and from the get-go. So, and what's cool about her too is we get to create this whole world around her. You know, Retro Girl is the most famous superhero. She's been around forever, and you know she's part of the culture. She's the Beyonce of superheroes, and with that we were able to create all these visuals and all that stuff to accentuate that. Charlie said, I have this idea where the voice of Retro Girls, like her advertisement is Mike's art, and that she's had a cartoon on the air for like 30 years, and it's in Mike's style. So there's all this stuff on the show where you see Mike's art all the time.
Kind of drawing lots of artwork for the show. There's one of the characters who's pretty pivotal to Walker's storyline, who is he's an artist. He wants to be a comic book artist. So I got to draw some pages that you'll see the kid drawing, and then I did hundreds of drawings, really quick, loose stuff for his room. So his room is full of drawings.
Oh, wow.
I even sent over a handful of my sketchbooks. So there's just, you know, if on set they put the sketchbooks so we can put it over and stuff. So it's great.
But you know what's funny is that you were over at my house doing them because we were trying to get you to draw worse, because he's like a kid and he's like drawing as good as Mike. And like, you know, like remember like in the Spider-Man movie when he was drawing his costume and it was like a perfect, it was full of menace. And it was a great full of menace drawing. And we're like, no, draw worse.
Yeah.
I can't.
My name is on this.
It's gonna get TV.
He's a very talented 17-year-old. That's right.
I'm going to leave from here tomorrow, go right to Los Angeles, where Charlie and I and Remy Hubushan, who we've not mentioned, are the showrunner, and I apologize, Remy, an amazing person. We're going to break story on the last two episodes, one of which I'll be writing with Charlie. So yeah, so writing on the show.
How do you plan on getting it out to people that don't own like a PlayStation or like a Sony product? You know, because ratings and views matter. So how do you guys plan on?
Well, the good news is that millions and millions of people have a PlayStation. There's like 110 million of them floating around somewhere.
They're going to have PlayStation parties,
Yes.
people get together around the PlayStation.
I think the point from PlayStation's point of view is that they would like you to have a PlayStation. It's kind of like that's the hook. So
If we know humans, though, there will always be another way, but we have no idea.
we don't know. We
We have no official idea.
And I think I heard the first episode is anyone would be free, right? People be able to go.
Oh yeah, the first episode, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
is free to anyone with a PlayStation. You don't have to have.
We believe heroin dealers do this.
Yes.